What's up, everyone? Welcome to a brand new Sweet Film podcast. My name is Zach.
And my name is Cody.
And of course, you're here discussing the Sweet Film podcast because Comic-Con just went down, guys. San Diego Comic-Con's gone and goodbye, and there wasn't a lot of trailers this year, but there are 5 pretty big trailers that me and Cody do want to discuss. We're going to go through them. We're going to talk about them. And then maybe towards the end of this podcast, we will discuss what we are kind of disappointed not to see it all at San Diego Comic-Con, because I do have some disappointments in myself, but we're going to pretty much rank the trailers that came out. There's 5 big ones. We're going to rank each one. That's Aquaman, Fantastic Beasts, Godzilla 2, Shazam, which was the biggest surprise for me. I didn't think they were going to even release one, and then Glass. So, Cody, how you doing first? And then let's start.
Yeah, I'm doing well, Zach. I'm super excited to talk about this because I have to say that I think a lot of the trailers that we got at Comic-Con this year
were great. They were all great.
They were a surprise to me, especially there are a couple in there I wasn't expecting us to get this year, but I mean, I can't complain. I'm super excited to talk about this.
Really wish they would have dropped the Venom trailer though. After reading all the descriptions from it, really wish they would have dropped that one. And knowing my luck, they'll probably drop it the second we're done filming this. So, without further ado, Cody, what is your number 5?
I think
the last of the trailers.
I mean, my number 5, I think, will be number 5 for a lot of people, and that is Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
The fuck?
Yeah. No, look, here's the thing. One thing you guys should know is that I loved every single trailer that we got from Comic-Con. The 5 big ones, I really enjoyed pretty much every single one of them. When it comes to Godzilla King of Monsters, it's just I enjoyed the tone. I enjoyed the music that they have for the trailer. It looks like Vera Farmiga and seeing Millie Bobby Brown in this, she looks like she's going to be great. She already proved that she's great in Stranger Things. However, we know going from television or a streaming service to a full feature-length film is a completely different story. However, she looks like she transitions pretty well. And honestly, all I'm expecting from this is to see monsters fight. And I hope we get a lot more from Godzilla this time than we got with last time.
So did you like the original Godzilla though?
I did. I thought the original Godzilla was a great character piece with Godzilla thrown in there. Because for the most part, I count it more as a more personal character drama with Godzilla, and it's kind of how I consider.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
I mean, it's kind of how I consider Logan to be a character piece just in a superhero world. With this film, Godzilla King of the Monsters, I'm hoping for a little different. The character piece is over. I want to see monsters fight.
Yeah, that's my whole thing with Godzilla. Now, I'll get to my discussion in a little bit about that. My number 5 is Fantastic Beasts. Crimes of Grindelwald.
Now, crap.
No, I liked the trailer. It was good. It was a good trailer. I liked it a lot. I thought it's the best trailer they've released so far. And but this is coming from someone, though, who's not... I didn't really like the first Fantastic Beasts. I thought it was fine. Like, I liked it.
It was just fine.
I think I gave it like a B-. And I did like it. I enjoyed it. I just haven't watched it since. I'm not the biggest Harry Potter fan either. I do like all the movies. I love like 4 of them out of the 8 of them that they released. So that's pretty good to like almost all of them and then love 4 of them. So Fantastic Beasts or Crimes of Grindelwald, one that's stupid. They should have just called it Fantastic Beasts 2. Sorry, dumb. Should have just been called Fantastic Beasts 2: Crimes of Grindelwald. Why? Like, you're gonna confuse some people. There's just dumb people in the world who are gonna get confused by that. But Crimes of Grindelwald, okay, I'm in the minority on this. I like that they casted Johnny Depp. I'm sorry, I know he's not like, I know people have problems with him, but I put the artist away from his life. Like, if I like him as an actor, I want to see him. I probably would have rather had Colin Farrell play the character. And when he morphed, I was like, come on, really? Why? But I've come to the conclusion. We're going to get Johnny Depp. He'll probably end up dying in this one because, I don't know what they want to do with him now. But I like what they do with him. I'm glad he came out on the panel dressed as the character. A little stupid that Warner Brothers put him and Amber Heard on the same building. That's just stupid. I'm sorry. But
that's really dumb.
That's dumb. But obviously, there's a bunch. It's just stupid. That's a whole different discussion. I like the trailer, though. It brings me back to that same element of Harry Potter. It going a little bit darker, which is what I kind of want. I like when these go. It's going a little bit more serious because Fantastic Beasts really set up a nice established world. And I like what they did. I like Newt Scamander. I like his character. I like Missy. Is that her name? The blonde one?
Yes.
I like Missy. I like Dan Fogler's character. I liked Catherine Waterstein. Is that her name?
Yep. You got
How
it
do I
right.
even remember that? I've only seen her in like 2 things. I'm literally I should get a round of applause from everyone in the world for knowing that. So but yeah, I like them all as the cast. I think Jude Law is perfect as Dumbledore. But you know what's funny? Okay, let me just put this right there. Jude Law hit his wife like years ago. No one talks about that, but Johnny Depp fucks up. And sorry, again, another discussion. It's just I'm tired of like this bullshit. Like people just forget.
You know, honestly, we could have an entire podcast about this, but I
Yeah, but
agree.
like
I
he
agree
should
with
be
you.
held responsible for it, but like it's
Yeah.
like people just forget their actions. Like there's
Yeah.
so much we can talk about it. But
Yeah.
San Diego Comic-Con, I definitely liked this trailer. It didn't wow me. I didn't love it. And it's not because I'm not like the biggest Harry Potter fan, because the point of a trailer is to get me excited. I am excited. I want to see this first day. I will be there first day. I will be there opening night, and I will most likely have a Harry Potter marathon beforehand, even though it takes place after. I'm just excited to be back into the wizarding world.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
that's what the trailer made me do. I like the tone that they're going for. It looks more adventurous, I think. And the first one didn't give me that. It felt like a hide and seek game with with a subplot with this other weird thing going on. So it just felt like subplots were going on. But this one seems to be more cohesive.
Yeah, it does. And you know, it's funny enough. I could talk about all my pieces when it comes to Fantastic Beasts, but I think I'm just gonna transition us because Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald is actually my number 4 trailer from Comic-Con this year.
Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, I have my reasons why it's not as high as the other ones, but I mean, everything you said, I agree with. I think it looks cool. I really like the way that they established how magic was different from where it is in London with Hogwarts and all that stuff.
Yeah,
How
I like that part.
magic over here in America is different, and it looks like they're going to be
This is
continuing.
America. Woo! Don't catch me slipping. Go on.
Bring on that childish Gambino. Oh yeah. No, but it looks like they're gonna continue showing us how magic works over here in America. Like when that full-grown man goes into the bubble and he turns into a child. I thought that was really
Is that
cool.
an issue? Do you have problems with grown men turning into childs?
No, because
Benjamin
honestly,
Button.
I think that's a great movie. But
I've
here's
never
the thing.
seen that.
I mean, here's the thing. When you get the chance, you need to. But here's the thing when it comes
Yeah,
to
you
Johnny
still need to
Depp.
finish The Evil Dead.
It is one of those things. I know that, Zach. I know that. I'll get to it eventually. I promise. Because I want to
Guys,
watch
you know how many
Ash
movies he
versus
says
Evil Dead.
that too? He says that to so many things.
I do.
I believe
but
it when I see it.
You know, time. Well, you also didn't think I could be Resident Evil 7 on Madhouse difficulty, so there is that. But
I didn't know you'd actually dedicate time to do it.
but okay. The thing that I can say I'm happy with, number one, again, I'm really glad that J.K. Rowling is doing the screenplay for these movies, because one of the best parts of the first film for me was the screenplay. I thought it was very well written, and there were some really, really good lines in this trailer. But Johnny Depp, I'm also somebody who can separate the artist away from his personal life with this. And one thing I'm so happy, because Johnny Depp has always been one of my favorite actors, but he kind of got lost in a string of pretty much doing the same interpretation of Jack Sparrow over and over again. But with this, it looks like he's giving us a very, very different and a darker performance than he ever has before. And that's why I'm excited to see, because when I watched this trailer, I didn't see Johnny Depp doing a Jack Sparrow impression. I saw him as another character. I saw him as Grindelwald, and I think he's going to bring it 110%. And Jude Law, Jude Law is a fantastic choice for Dumbledore. He looks like he's going to be perfect. And
he's perfect. I think he literally is perfect.
And I love that they at the beginning of this trailer, they showed the origin of how Dumbledore and Newt knew each other, how Dumbledore was his defense against the dark arts teacher, and when they were learning with the Boggart. That was one of my favorite parts of the trailer, because it was also one of my favorite parts of Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, was the whole Boggart scene.
Hey, that makes sense.
It looks like Dumbledore and Newt have that same kind of relationship that Remus Lupin and Harry have. However, the reason why Fantastic Beasts, we all know I'm a giant Harry Potter fanboy, but the reason why it's not higher is because we're still in that point where Newt is in love with his creatures. I mean, that one girl says in the trailer, I envy you, Newt, because you never saw a monster you couldn't love. I'm just curious where the balance is going to be held with the Dumbledore, Grindelwald, and Wizarding World stuff and the Newt Scamander and Fantastic Beast stuff. That's where I'm worried, because if they play their cards right, they will have a fantastic movie on their hands. But the movie could feel a little bit too convoluted and a little bit too overcrowded. That's why it's not higher.
Well, that's another thing for me is that I just they have like 6 more announced, and I'm like, where are you going with this? Like Harry Potter, we at least knew where they were going with. I just don't see like you're setting up Grindelwald to be the villain, which is cool. But it's like this one makes it seem like this is the last one with Grindelwald. You know what I mean? Like this one seems like it's the last one, so then it's like, where do you go from there? I mean, like, but they're also setting up Ezra Miller's character. So it's like, where's he supposed to go? Like, is he the true villain? Like, does he kill Grindelwald and then take it? Like,
I'm not sure, but it's one of those things.
Here's my theory: Grindelwald dies, but switches his soul into Ezra Miller's body. So that means Grindelwald's still there, but Ezra Miller is the villain, and then the studio doesn't have to worry about the Johnny Depp backlash.
Well, here's the thing. When it comes to Grindelwald, I can kind of understand where they're going with this, because back in the day, they said that their plan was to, 5 movies. It was either 2 or 3 of them were going to focus on Newt Scamander and his story, and then the rest of the films would focus on Dumbledore and Grindelwald and the battle that those two have with each other. So if that's what they're going to do, I'm completely fine with it, as long as they transition properly. If they transition from going from Newt Scamander to us having a couple or a few films with just Dumbledore and Grindelwald, I'm perfectly okay with that. But they've got to set up the characters properly, and they have to transition it properly. Otherwise, it's going to feel like a giant mess, like they don't have a plan.
Yeah, I agree with you. Well, we'll get to my number 4 now. My number 4 is Godzilla. I really love this trailer. This is coming from someone who absolutely hated the first Godzilla. I didn't hate it. I just thought it was so. I was very disappointed in it. The last 30 minutes is fucking amazing in that film, but overall it was just very disappointing. Could give 2 shits about any of the characters. The one character I cared about, they killed. You don't see Godzilla till the first hour and 15 minutes. I timed that. I timed it. Trust me, I fucking timed that shit. And Kong Skull Island, I still have not finished.
It's so bad.
That's what I've heard. I've tried watching it like 5 times, and but this one, I like the director of it. It's the guy who directed classics or a cult classic like Trick or Treat. He did Krampus, and I've enjoyed both those films. But this film looks to have the sense of, hey, we're gonna show more monsters, and I hope we get more monsters fighting, not just cutaway.
Yeah.
Stuff, because that was my big issue with the original one. It would have been fine to have the characters in there, but you kept cutting away from the monsters too much.
Yeah,
which some people really like that, but I just didn't. And when we finally got the monsters, it was like too late to care. Honestly, too late to care. But that's where I'm at. Is that this trailer looked awesome, and I'm not even gonna try and say all the monsters' names that are in there, because my trailer reaction, I apparently said them all wrong. So people were giving me shit in the comments on that. But they look great. The score is fantastic. Millie Bobby Brown, she looks like fucking 11, but she looks cool. Vera Farmiga's in there too. You got a great cast. Fantastic cast in here. I'm just curious to see where this ends up going, because is it going to set up Kong versus Godzilla, or is it just going to be a next one? I do think they're blowing their load to say that they're putting like every single monster in there. Like, I mean, you have Rodon. Okay, fuck, I'm going to try. Rodon, Mothra, and Ghidra, something like that. You know what I mean? That's 3. Oh, did I? Because of my trailer reaction. But I said them at the wrong parts. I called Rodon Mothra and Mothra Rodon, and
that might be where people have their problems.
They all look the fucking same in the trailer. They look like they have fucking wings. How the fuck am I supposed to tell?
I don't know. People need to calm down.
And why the fuck is a moth underwater? I'm sorry. When I think of Mothra, I think of fucking jungle. But
I can
I'm
understand
excited
that.
for the new Godzilla. I have my hopes for it. Do I think it's gonna be a masterpiece? Fuck no.
No.
Do I think it'll be fun? Probably.
Yes.
I'm not gonna get my hopes up that high, but I thought the trailer was awesome. So for ranking it just on the trailer, it's at my number 4. I think it was fucking cool.
I mean, yeah, no, it looks really, really. You're right. The trailer, it does look cool. I'm super excited about it. And one of my favorite parts of the trailer, and this might just be me being a little kid, is when all the lights show up on Godzilla's his entire
Yeah,
back,
that
and then
was really cool.
he shoots his plasma breath into the air. That was let's just say one of the greatest kills in movie history. It's when he's got that monster and he opens its mouth and he puts his
Yeah, it was
plasma
like the
breath.
best part.
That was awesome. But yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
so I'm excited.
I mean, I understand. I understand why people don't like the first Godzilla movie. It's one of those things where if people didn't like it, I completely understand because it's definitely not for everybody. It's very long. It's very, very slow burn.
Yeah, like
and
my dick.
yeah, and yeah, I'm not even.
Say it, Cody.
Geez.
Say it. People don't hear you
Yeah.
say the F word long enough.
Yeah. Well, guess
Say
what?
it.
They want
Say
if,
it.
if people want to.
Say it. Say fuck. Once. Just say it once. Just say it once, please, please, please.
Okay, no.
Just say it once.
No,
Just say it once.
no,
Once.
no.
Just once.
We're moving on.
Like
Number
in
3.
Deadpool. Can you just say it once?
No.
Just say it once.
No, because something tells me if I do, you're going to quote Deadpool 2.
No, I won't. No, I won't. Just seriously, just say it once.
You can't break me, Zach. If people want to see me hear me say the F-bomb, they can go watch the short film.
All right, guys. Well, this is where this podcast ends. We're never doing another one because Cody won't say fuck.
You know, here's the thing. If that's what bothers you, then I won't say that. Then are you really that weak-minded?
Probably.
All right, number 3.
Number 3.
Number 3 for me is Aquaman.
Yeah, same. That's my third one too.
All right, let's talk about it. Honestly, okay, so you guys are aware.
I loved it.
I mean, what people are expecting, what I've heard is people thought this film is going to pretty much be Game of Thrones underwater. And for those of you who know, I haven't gotten through all the seasons. I've been through season 1 of Game of Thrones. And for me personally, it does look like Aquaman is going to kind of be like Game of Thrones underwater.
See, I didn't get Game of Thrones. I got Lord of the Rings mixed with Star Wars. I got Lord of the Rings mixed with Star Wars. It's like they took Naboo and made it fucking cool and threw it underwater and then just had Lord of the Rings in there. Like that whole battle sequence when you see them all running, that literally is like Lord of the Rings type shit. I didn't get Game of Thrones. Maybe that's because there's not going to be penis and tits and I mean, yeah, I'm just saying, like that's my thing is that I got Lord of the Rings and Star Wars, and that's why like when you listen to James Wan talk about the film, he got the property because one, his horror background, that whole thing when they're jumping into the ocean and there's like black like demonized fish things are jumping after them, that's a straight up horror sequence. And then that just all the action sequences look like Lord of the Rings type stuff. So I mean, yeah, people can complain about the CGI, but it's a trailer, so I'm not like gonna like.
They have time to fix it up.
Yeah, they have time to fix it up. I mean, the whole movie is pretty much CGI. The whole underwater sequences are all CGI. That's something. But yeah. I'm excited for it, man. It looks fucking amazing.
It does. It looks really great, and I guess that's one fantastic thing I'm excited to see is because we know James Wan. James Wan is one of the best directors as far as horror is concerned. He's a great director. We've never seen him tackle a superhero movie before. So that's what I'm excited about because James Wan is a great storyteller. And if he knocks this out of the park, that will be fantastic. I can't wait to see it. And of course, who doesn't love Jason Momoa? He's fantastic as Aquaman.
Yeah, so I totally agree. Black Manta also looks cool. Black Manta looks fucking cool. I like Black Manta. Yeah. Okay, predictions really fast for you for Aquaman. Do you think we'll see any other heroes in it? Because it takes place after Justice League.
Any other heroes? I think if we see any other heroes, for me personally, I have a feeling that it'll either be Wonder Woman or the Flash. But that's it.
Really? I don't. I think Wonder Woman, but that's it. I don't see Flash. I see Wonder Woman. I wanted to say Batman, but we're not. I don't even know if Ben Affleck's coming back. And yeah, so let's get to our number 2. Cody, what's your number 2?
Number 2 for me is Shazam.
Okay, cool. So we're different. Go.
Yeah, so it tells me I know you're number 2 and number 1 now.
Yeah. So first off, if you saw my trailer reactions for Glass and Shazam, you can tell that these two were gonna be my top 2.
Yeah. And these are my top 2 as well.
So we'll get to it in a second, but I was like a kid on Christmas with both those trailers, which we'll get to it. So talk about Glass and then
you know, in all honesty, considering everybody and we both know what our number 2 and number 1 is, I was so close at making Shazam and Glass just tied because I love them both pretty much equally. So why don't we just talk about both of them?
Okay, so yeah, so first off, so Shazam's your second one and Glass is your number 1, right?
Yeah. And Glass is your number 2 and
Glass is my number 2 and Shazam's my number 1. So
all right, now
let's talk about Shazam first and then we'll talk about Glass. So
okay.
Let me start with Shazam. So first off, go check out my trailer reaction on that because
that was awesome.
That is like complete genuine reaction. Like genuine, like none of it was fake. Like I was genuinely like that excited. So Shazam is like I have like my top 10 heroes. And that's actually a podcast idea I was gonna throw to you later, is that we should talk about our top 10 heroes. So that's a different idea. So I'm not gonna go through all 10, but Shazam is one of my favorite heroes. I grew up more on DC than Marvel, and Shazam's one of my just freaking favorite heroes. I love his powers. As a kid, and he just says Shazam, and just gets it's cool. But the reason I'm super excited for this is because Pony Smasher, if you guys don't know who that is, it's David F. Sandberg. He directed it, Lights Out, and Annabelle Creation. He got Shazam. The dude has a fantastic YouTube channel too. So he shows how he makes some of the CGI and stuff like by himself. So he has a really cool YouTube channel. Totally recommend seeing his behind the scenes stuff. But when he got announced for Shazam, I was like, awesome, full on board. But I'm like, who are they going to get for Shazam? And I just remember
Chuck
literally freaking the fuck out when I saw Zachary Levi got cast. I'm pretty sure I even did a video on it. I did a live stream, and I don't do a lot of movie news type stuff like that unless it's huge. That's pretty small news, but I freaked out. I was screaming. I've been preaching Zachary Levi as one of the best stars. Chuck is one of my favorite shows of all time. Literally will watch it all the time. And him as Shazam was perfect. I've been praising him. I've been saying he's the perfect cast. He's literally like, because Shazam's a kid. He's a kid just with superpowers. And you see that in the trailer. Zachary Levi portrays that super perfectly. And I just love. First off, though, Zachary Levi was literally like super happy that he goes. People were bashing him like he's not big enough. He looks great in the suit. The suit's pictures look dumb, but him in the trailer really works out. He looks bigger. He doesn't look bulky or anything. He doesn't look like padding. He really does look good. But man, that trailer. I think the part I started freaking out in is when they are doing the testing for the superpowers. Because that just makes so much sense. Like if you don't know what your superpowers are, you got to test them all out. And then I love when he's in the mall. He's like, "Your phone's charged. Your phone charged." And then I love when they're in the convenience store and they shoot him. He's like, "You have bullet immunity." He's laughing. He's like,
"I'm bulletproof.
You're dead." Boom! Like just. Mark Strong as the villain looks great. I'm assuming they say Black Adam isn't in the film, but I'm saying right now Black Adam will be somewhere by the end. They're gonna have. You don't have Shazam and not have some sort of Black Adam tie-in. I'm just saying, like, not one tie-in. But
hey, they could do the Batman Begins thing. We didn't get a full-on reference to the Joker till the very, very end.
So that's what I think they should do. But I think Shazam is exactly what the DCU needs. Or, sorry, they changed it to the world of DC, which I think that's so much better. One, really fast, I think it's perfect because it kind of fits into their whole regime of this Joker film that Joaquin Phoenix is doing. It kind of fits into this, like, okay, it's the world of DC, different stories, but some of them connect, some of them don't. Smart as fuck to do that. But Shazam, I don't know what else I can say. I literally feel like a kid on Christmas watching that trailer. And I might be in the minority, but it's tied with Avengers for my most anticipated film for next year. And it might even be above it.
I mean, I can understand that.
I love Shazam, dude.
The movie, the trailer, it looks so good. Like, okay, number one, it's not just Zachary Levi. I didn't even know he was cast in it, but I was super excited to see that Jack Dylan Grazer was Jack Dylan
Jack Dylan
Glazer
Grazer.
was cast in here because he was Eddie in It. He was fantastic in there. I've been clamoring for him to get more work because, in my opinion, he was one of the best parts of It Chapter One
Yeah, I
that we
like how
got.
he's a friend. And I hope
And
they set up because in the Shazam universe, all of his friends eventually there's a comic where they actually all get powers. Like him. So they become like a team in a sense.
that's amazing.
So I
But
have a feeling that if Shazam's a success, they're gonna go more in that direction. And this feels like, to be honest, like Shazam for me feels like, I don't want to say it'll be like Guardians of the Galaxy in a sense for like the DC universe, because I feel like that's what they're gonna do with Green Lantern Corps if it ever fucking happens. But I feel like it's more of a Thor. Like Shazam's more like their Thor. You know what I mean? Like Thor Ragnarok type stuff.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, though. Eventually down the road, we better get a Shazam and Superman arm wrestling match. I will pay money to see
Superman
that.
showing up. Superman will show up. I will throw $200, not $200, $20 out. $20 out. $20. Cody, I will bet you $20 that Superman will show up.
Well, I'm not taking that bet because I believe Superman's gonna show up too.
I don't think it'll be. I think it'll be super tiny, super tiny. I think it'll be like end credit type stuff.
Yeah, it will, along with that and Black Adam, because Black Adam, they say he's not in the film, but yeah, I'm pretty sure, even though they say he's not in the film.
They announced it in 2010.
I mean,
that
they don't.
The Rock is gonna be Black Adam.
I mean, here's the thing. Black Adam doesn't need to be in the film for them to have a Black Adam tie-in. I mean,
no, I think they need to have The Rock show up. I think in an end credit scene, you have him show up. Just small. You're going to tell me The Rock can't do that. A 30-second thing.
Yeah,
I don't care if the CGI is crap. As long as he's not wearing the same fucking outfit from Jumanji and Rampage and Jungle Cruise and like the same one he was wearing in every fucking movie that he's filmed for the last few years, then I'm fine.
Maybe they'll CGI some hair.
Oh my God, I'd be so done.
But no, Shazam, yeah, you spoke your praises about it. As a casual superhero fan who hasn't really read comic books, I'm super excited for this. Not only for the cast, but yeah, I mean, I'm a massive fan of Chuck too. Chuck is one of my all-time favorite shows. And Zachary Levi is one of my all-time favorite actors. Let's not forget that he was Flynn Rider in Tangled. And that he was the best part.
Can I say one more thing real fast before we move on to Glass? I believe this. If Shazam is a success, which I'll be surprised if it's not. I'll be surprised if it's not. Like 100 million automatic opening weekend. I'm sorry. 100 million has to be. If it, with like not that big of a cast, can hit up over 100, I think Shazam can too. And Shazam's like a bigger hero than Ant-Man. I believe that if this film is really good, Levi will finally break through into Hollywood. I think this will be the same exact thing that happened for Chris Pratt. He had a great show, just like Chuck. He did a voice for Lego Movie, and then Guardians of the Galaxy came out and blew his career up. Or Jurassic World, whichever one you want to say. I think Guardians did it more, and then Levi just got, or Pratt got every role. So I do think Levi will be doing that. I believe it. I'm calling it right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to deny it. I mean, you look at not just Chris Pratt, not just Zachary Levi, which I believe this will be his turning point to where he becomes a megastar. You look at somebody also like Finn Wolfhard. Heck, take all the cast of it. Their careers, everybody who was in it, while they may not have been in TV shows like Stranger Things, they were in it. Now every little kid.
If you see a young actor movie coming out, they're going to be in one of them. Like Goosebumps has one of them in it. So, I mean, well, that's from it, but you're right on that part. But we should probably move on to our number one, and that is Glass.
Yeah.
Well, your number one, my number two.
Number two.
It was really hard. I almost had it at number one too. I put Shazam though because Shazam, I literally felt like it on Christmas.
Yeah,
but it was really close.
I saw that.
Glass.
Oh gosh.
Man.
Glass.
So, background history on M. Night. We are doing an M. Night podcast before this.
Yeah, we are.
Which I'm in the minority. I love almost all of his films. I like almost all of his films. I love a couple of them. The only one I have not seen, surprisingly, is Sixth Sense.
Really?
But listen,
you know the ending.
I know the ending, so I don't care to watch it. I really don't give a fuck to watch it. And maybe that's just my problem. Like, I will watch it. I'm gonna end up buying it eventually because that's the only one I'm missing of his. Yes, I own Lady in the Water and The Happening. I don't own Avatar though. That's never coming in this house.
Yeah, don't you dare pick that up.
So let me just go real fast. Signs is my favorite M. Night Shyamalan film. Hands down, Signs is my favorite one. It's the first film that really intrigued me about filmmaking.
Really great choice.
Number 2 is Unbreakable. I think Unbreakable is a masterpiece. I think Unbreakable is a fucking masterpiece. If you haven't seen it, it's on Netflix.
It's my favorite M. Night film.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And then Split's my number 3. Love Split. Love.
Yes, and double yes.
Yes. Now, Lady in the Water, I enjoy. Think it's fine. Village, think it's good.
Hey, wait a minute. Isn't Split also on Netflix right now?
No, it's not. I don't think so.
Gosh,
I think it's just Unbreakable. I think it might have been, but it's not on there anymore. The Happening is stupid, but I enjoy it.
It's a guilty pleasure, let's face it.
Airbender I've never finished. Never will.
Nope.
And then After Earth, I totally get why he did it, though. He wanted the money to go make The Visit. So awesome for him, because I love The Visit. So that's where I come down to this. And you like The Visit too, right?
Yeah, I really enjoyed The Visit. It's kind of like, as far as M. Night goes, it's kind of like Annabelle creation for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so a really fun horror movie that did its horror movie job. Doesn't really push the genre forward any, but is a fun horror movie.
Yeah, and I like the twist at the end. I like the twist at the end, which I won't spoil if you haven't seen The Visit. But go watch The Visit. It's fun. It's because I remember when they did an interview with him, because they said there's a lot of humor in The Visit. And he's like, well, yeah. He's like, what I did is I made 3 separate cuts of the film. I made a comedy version, a horror version, and the one that was mixed. And I showed it to test audiences, and the one that was mixed was the best one. And I was like, that's awesome, like, to hear that. And that's why I like M. Night, because he's such an experimental director. Not everything he's done has ever worked. But, you know, he has that thing is that when you see an M. Night film, I even like that movie Devil that he produced. I thought that film was cool.
Yeah, that was a really interesting movie.
That thing where he has a twist. And Split's twist was, spoilers, it's been out forever now. If you haven't seen Split, it's your fault. It's tied into an Unbreakable.
Yep.
And I don't know how much I can say on this, but you know I saw it really early. Like really early, like a whole year. So I'm not gonna go into like the differences because I don't think I'm allowed to. But,
all right.
But they didn't show Unbreakable in that. So they didn't show the Unbreakable twist in there. And I remember when I saw it, I was like, well, that's weird. That's not that cool. And they didn't get that twist. And I remember that was my one complaint with the film. And then this pops up, and it's like, oh my god, like, it's an Unbreakable sequel.
It's perfect. And
Glass now, which is, I don't even want to say it's the 3rd film in this series, which it kind of is, but it isn't. I'd say it's a sequel to both Glass and Unbreakable. That's how, Glass is the sequel to both Split and Unbreakable. That's how I think of it. It's like the sequel to both. And Bruce Willis looks like he's carrying the trailer.
Well, the way I see it is, I don't necessarily think Split is a sequel to Unbreakable. It's kind of like the Marvel MCU thing, like how although Thor is connected to the MCU, or better yet, better example, although the Incredible Hulk has a cameo from Iron Man in it, it doesn't necessarily make it an Iron Man sequel. That's how I kind of view Split. Split, I think, is its own thing, but Glass is the true Unbreakable sequel with that character in it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm super excited. As I've already stated, that Unbreakable is my all-time favorite M. Night Shyamalan film, followed by Signs. I really, actually, no. Unbreakable, Split, Signs, and then so on and so forth. I really, really enjoy those films. Unbreakable, it's a perfect movie. And the fact that 18
it's slow,
years
it's slow though. And that's my thing. The best thing that this Split and Glass have done is have people go back and watch Unbreakable now.
Yeah.
Which is awesome because Unbreakable is more of like a cult classic. It didn't do that well at the box office, but I think my favorite thing about the Glass trailer is it shows what the story is about. And it's better than I thought it was. I thought it was just gonna be like David Dunn going after the Beast, but no, it's literally like, so from what I got from the trailer is that he's been doing his superhero antics. The Beast is still doing his crazy stuff. He has those cheerleaders locked up, and Glass is locked up. And what I get from this trailer is that David Dunn finds out about the Beast. Obviously, we get that at the end of Split, and he's going after him. And in one of their altercations, which I'm guessing that's the one when they're jumping out with the glass, when they're jumping out with the glass and they're fighting, I feel like that's their altercation. They both get knocked out and they both get put in the psychiatric ward, which Sarah Paulson, I love her to death. Seriously, love her to death. She comes in and says, I specialize with people who have superpowers or think they have superpowers and are superheroes, which is cool because if you really think about it in this day and age that there probably are people who really think that. And and she's like, I deal with it. And I just love how I think it's Patricia when she's like, fair enough, goodwill. But that trailer's great. I love all that aspects. I love the story because it kind of has a horror aspect to it going into that psychiatric ward, and I like that the film is focusing on Mr. Glass. And I love like the whole monologue when it's like, so who are you? And he starts saying all my bones break, blah, 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 blah. And I love when the Beast sniffs up on him and just, he's like, the bad guys are teaming up. You know, it's just, and it's not in a cheesy way either. It just totally works.
It does.
David Dunn, Bruce Willis seriously looks great as David Dunn. Like, excellent. And then just Hedwig, we see Hedwig again in there. Glad they're bringing back all the personalities. Probably gonna get more of them. But I will say this, and this is my theory for the film, and a lot of people are having this theory. I saw there's gonna be a twist. You know what I mean? Like there has to be
every M. Night film.
Classic M. Night twist. I wonder how big of a I wonder how big of a role Anya Taylor-Joy is gonna have in it. I'd be surprised if it's huge, but it looks like she's in it quite a bit. And that's the one part I'm a little worried about. I wonder if is she gonna feel like she's just being thrown in there to be thrown in there? You know what I mean? Or is she actually in there? And then also like where's Bruce Willis's wife? Like what's that whole aspect going about it? But my big thing is you don't just get Sarah Paulson to be a psych. I'm sorry, but you don't.
You think she's going to be a special personality?
I think she is going to have powers too. Why would you specialize in that? I think she's point. I think that
I agree.
Or she's the villain.
You know, if she turns out to be
the true villain, and then they all have to team up to stop her.
You know, if they do that, that would be fantastic.
So, but that's my thing is that I'm predicting that, and now if it happens, I'll be a little bit disappointed because I'm like, M. Night, that's kind of predictable. Well, not in a sense. I mean, not really, but you get Sarah Paulson, who's a fantastic actress, just to be Lord. I don't believe that. I'm sorry.
I don't believe it whatsoever. But you know, one thing that's going to happen in this movie, or if it doesn't, it will be very surprising, is there's going to be an M. Night cameo somewhere inside this movie. Because I'm pretty sure there was one in every single other one of the movies that he's made. But one thing I'm excited about, Anya Taylor-Joy, I'm excited to see her back because I really love the way that they had her character arc in Split. And I think the reason why... More than likely, the reason why they're bringing her back is because of her connection to Hedwig and the Beast and all that stuff. It might be one of those things where they bring her in to try to keep him contained. But honestly, with her...
I'm curious just still. I wonder if she ends up there or...
Yeah, I'm really, really... Especially since I'm just curious... what's going on with her, because aside from all the stuff that we're getting with Glass, yes, I can't repeat anything you just said because I 100% agree. All the reasons why you're excited, I'm excited for those reasons too. The thing that I'm really curious about is where we left off with Split, with the police officer saying, do you have any relatives, or something about her stepfather or something along those lines. I'm wondering where her character is at this point in time, and I'm curious to see where they're taking.
And that's why I wonder if she'll cross paths with David Dunn first. And then it kind of ties in. You know what I mean? Because what if he goes
Yeah.
to her asking, "Hey, you've been around the beast before," and he finds out about the uncle abusing her?
Yeah,
That's something he would
absolutely.
deal with. Because remember, he just touches someone and he can sense what they're doing. So I'm very curious to see what they do with this. Glass has a lot of anticipation. I think this film's gonna
Mm.
make monster at the box office.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the best part, just like with Split, it's a January movie.
It is, and that's smart. It's like January is the shithole pile that nothing comes out in. January, August, and September, nothing ever comes out in. And I wish better movies hit those spots because honestly, like
It's a gold mine.
yeah, it's a gold mine. It's like you're just waiting for stuff. Like I'm waiting for Marvel to throw a film in January. So I'm excited though for Glass, man.
Yeah.
We can sit here and predict all day, but I do want to get to San Diego one more time. Do you have any disappointments from this year? Anything you wanted to see but didn't?
Yeah, I mean, even if it wasn't like a clip or anything, I would have liked to have seen at least another small teaser trailer or art or something for this may or may not have been at Comic-Con, but How to Train Your Dragon 3.
Yeah, I don't know how much was there for animation. See, for me, it's like I take Marvel and Disney out of the equation, and I'm like they weren't there. So
I mean, Venom, I would have really
I would
enjoyed
have
if
really
they
liked to see
got more
Venom.
stuff from Venom. Let's see here. What
But
else?
I kind of get like that trailer. I'm assuming they probably knew that like it's just gonna get thrown under the rug with Aquaman and stuff. So why not release it like a couple weeks later?
Yeah, and I would have liked to see. I understand that I don't know if it was released to the public, but I would have liked to have seen more Halloween type stuff.
No, so they showed clips, but I mean the first
Okay.
trailer just came out, so I'm not gonna blame them on that either. My one thing really disappointed in fact because I was sitting here saying DC you can win literally Comic Con easy.
The
Just
Joker. Oh
not
wait,
even
no.
no. Announce your fucking slate. Announce
Yep.
what the fuck you're doing.
Yep.
That's
I
my thing.
remember.
We got no discussion on Flash. You have the directors and the writers on board. No release date. Not even a mention if like they're still doing it. Green Lantern Corps, nothing. Batman, nothing.
Joker, nothing.
Joker, yeah, but they just announced that, which is dumb. They should have waited. They should have waited to announce it. The Walking Phoenix thing. Birds of Prey was announced like a couple days before, and you could have done casting. You could have done all the casting for that because you have Margot Robbie automatically in there. But they announced the whole lineup, and so you could have announced it, and that would have fucking blew out of proportion. You could have just announced your slate. You know what I mean? Like, and maybe they're not ready to. Maybe they're still waiting to see how Aquaman and Shazam do, which is fine, I guess. But next year, Marvel and Disney are most likely going to come back because next year, well, D23 is next year, so I don't know.
Yeah,
but I'm assuming at Comic Con they're going to drop some stuff, so now you got to drop stuff too. So that's why I'm really disappointed. I'm mostly disappointed that we didn't get anything on the Flash. Because now, so what? I get to look forward to Aquaman. I get to look forward for Shazam, and I get to look forward to Wonder Woman. Because I'm excited for the Joker film, but I don't count that in that cinematic universe. And that's where I'm kind of like, okay, so you did all that, but you can't announce what's coming next. Like, give me one thing to be excited for. Concept art, something. Yeah, and I just feel like they dropped the ball in there. Yes, they won with trailers. Like for me, Shazam was the big winner, but I wanted something else. It's like this was your year, and yeah, you did great with the trailers. And maybe I'm just being a greedy fanboy wanting more, but I wanted more. I'm sorry, like, but you just gave me everything I expected. Nothing surprising.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like. I mean, look what they did at Comic-Con a few years ago. When they announced Batman v Superman, the way they announced it, what they did to announce it was fantastic. And they haven't really done anything like that since. It's really disappointing, and I'm with you there. That I forgot about it because as far as DC is concerned, my head's just not in that ballpark right now because they flopped so much. But yeah, I guess that really is a big disappointment, is the fact that they still don't have their stuff together. I mean, trailers, yes, trailers are fantastic, but
for all I know, Aquaman will suck. For all I know,
Same with
Shazam will
Shazam.
suck.
It's just
it better not.
They-
I'll be so mad.
they just don't have their stuff together. That's the problem. They're running around like a chicken with its head cut off, is what it comes down to.
Yep. And then, like I said, it's not like I'm gonna freak out. Like, but I'm just saying I wanted more. And I think that's where kind of a good discussion, guys, is comment down below and tell us what were your disappointments for San Diego Comic-Con? What were you wanting more of from the panels that were there? And all that to say. And also rank the trailers too, because we want to hear it down below. Before we get going, though, I do want to bring up one more thing, and that is I was going to do a separate video like you did, but I think the podcast is a good comment, especially since we're talking San Diego Comic-Con, the passing of John Schnepp. May he live in peace. Cody, do you have anything to say? Because I have something to say, but I need to pull it up.
Yeah, I think I spoke my piece a couple of days ago after hearing about John Schnepp's passing, and because Zach's the one that told me. And although I didn't know John Schnepp, he's a person who I'd been following for quite a while, and I found him to be kind of a mentor, kind of somebody that I always looked up to because of his drive, because of his personality, because of who he was as a person. I always wanted to be like John Schnepp and everything that he stood for. He was just a good guy. He was a good mentor.
And it sucks that he passed, like, the Comic-Con. Like, this is his home. This is his kingdom.
Oh yeah. And the thing that really disappoints me is the fact that he never got to see Nick Cage be Superman.
Yeah, and he's not going to be able to see Avengers. Like, it sucks knowing, like, he was my first one. I always wanted to hear his reaction about one of these movies, and it sucks. It's absolutely horrible. They have a GoFundMe page, so if you guys can, I totally recommend going and helping them out. I feel so bad. Like, my heart and my thoughts are with, like, Holly, his family, all that, and the Collider crew.
Yeah. Oh, and just so you guys know, if there are going to be people, just hold yourself back. If you have the temptation to actually go try to talk to them and talk to their family, just leave them alone.
Well, yeah, it's their business. But this is the thing I posted on Twitter. And it's like my favorite thing I've said about the whole thing, because it is true. Schnepp made me feel okay to sweat over nerd culture and okay to be a geek. My heart and, like I said, my heart and thoughts, I'm going to sweat in his honor forever now. Like, that's the thing he did really importantly, is like, he showed, like, you can have an awesome personality. You can be a cool guy and still be a nerd. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what other people are saying. And I think that's something that a lot of people need to take into thought. So rest in peace, John Schnepp. Awesome documentary. Go check it out. Totally check it out. It's great.
Yeah.
And yeah, just rest in peace to him. I hate to end this podcast on a downer note, but I had to bring it up. You know, it's Comic-Con, and it was kind of like that. So let's talk about our favorite memories down there below in the comments too. I mean, the shit rats moment in Collider, that's probably my most favorite thing that him and Christian ever done. But yeah, I loved it. I love it all, guys. But guys, seriously, you guys are all the best. So before we get going, Cody, where can they find you at?
All right, guys. Well, I'm not here with Zach doing the Sweet Film Podcast. You guys, of course, can find me over on my YouTube channel. Just search Cody Curtis up in the search bar. And you can also find me on Stardust, which is a movie reactionary app, movie and television show reactionary app, and Twitter. And there was one Instagram just by searching _Cody_Curtis. And of course, guys, just as a reminder, stay tuned for this Tuesday, aka tomorrow, because the first episode of Entertainment Wars will be going up 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yep, awesome. And then I think Cody's going to try and do it on the podcast feed too. So if you are listening, we're going to try our best to put it on there, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we'll see how that goes, guys. But thank you guys so much for watching. You guys should all the best. If you guys are new here, hit that like and subscribe button. Go like and subscribe every Cody's videos. Go spam him, give him all that. Tell him he should wear Mr. Rogers' vest, because I just got that comment too. And of course, guys, you guys are seriously all, like I said, all the best. Go hit up Sandwich on Films as well to get into advanced movie screen, check out some movie news and also some movie reviews. And until next time, you guys all stay classy.